On ESPN's Sports Center this week, there was a segment that really caught Knicks fans off guard. For weeks, there had been a growing assumption about who would land the team's final rookie minimum contract. Multiple reports had fueled that belief, and it seemed like a done deal. But according to new insider information, the situation has shifted in a big way, and the spot may be going to someone very different than we all expected. The discussion opened by pointing out how, after Summer League, the picture looked pretty clear. The standout among the Knicks' young players, someone who hadn't seen much spotlight or consistent minutes, was rookie Kevin McCuller Jr. Once projected as a first-round pick before suffering a knee injury, McCuller ended up being taken 56th overall by New York in the 2024 NBA Draft. He rehabbed, worked his way back, looked sharp in the G League, and then backed it all up with a strong showing in Summer League. All signs pointed to him being rewarded with that last roster spot. However, the Sports Center panel revealed that the reality is far more complicated. The Knicks have the budget for just one rookie minimum deal and one standard veteran's minimum contract. The common thinking was they would use the vet spot on a name like Ben Simmons or Landry Shamet, and the rookie slot on McCuller. But cap rules threw a wrench in that plan. Analyst Keith Smith explained the key detail. Because McCuller spent last season on a two-way contract, he now counts as a player with 1 year of service. That bumps his minimum salary to a little over $2 million, money the Knicks simply don't have available for that slot. And since the second-round pick exception can only be applied to a player's very first contract, McCuller isn't eligible. Without that exception, the team can't sign him to the deal they had in mind. That means New York will have to use the rookie minimum slot on someone who hasn't logged a single NBA game yet. Two names mentioned on SportsCenter as possibilities were Mohamed Diawara and James Nagy. Diawara, a versatile forward who can slide between the 3, 4, and even small ball 5, offers some flexibility. Nagy is a more traditional center, giving the Knicks extra size in the front court. It's a sharp turn from what most expected. McCuller is a multi-position defender who can handle the ball, knock down shots, and fit in several different lineups. Now, instead of getting a proven system fit, the Knicks might be rolling the dice on a player still entirely untested at the NBA level. McCuller's actual on-court sample with New York's main roster is tiny. Just 4 games, averaging 1.5 points and 2 rebounds, with shooting numbers that aren't worth overanalyzing given the limited minutes. But his G League performance was promising: 11.6 points, 5 boards, and 4 assists per game after returning from injury, plus multiple triple-double. The team was careful to manage his workload, easing him back into competition. Unfortunately, none of that changes the financial math, and the Knicks will have to look elsewhere for that final roster slot. And as we continue with what was reported earlier on SportsCenter, the situation surrounding Kevin McCuller Jr. has taken yet another turn, and unfortunately for him, it's a step in the opposite direction from where many thought he was heading. What had once seemed like a realistic path to securing that final rookie minimum roster spot with the Knicks now appears to be slipping away. Instead, every signal coming out of the organization suggests that McCuller is on track for a two-way contract, a move that will limit his guaranteed NBA exposure, but still keep him firmly in New York's developmental plan. It's not that McCuller didn't deliver when given the chance. In fact, the numbers speak for themselves. While healthy, he posted 21.5 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists per game, hitting an outstanding 51% from the field. He showed poise, efficiency, and a knack for impacting games in multiple ways, but a facial injury halted that momentum. The Knicks, weighing the risk of further aggravating the injury against the potential reward of a few more Summer League or preseason outings, opted to shut him down entirely. That decision mirrored the approach they took with Pacome Dadiet, another promising prospect dealing with a toe issue. In both cases, the front office made the calculation that the body of work already on film was enough to make an informed decision. There was no need to push either player into unnecessary minutes that could jeopardize their health. Instead, the message was clear: we've seen what you can do. Now it's about planning your future role in this organization. For McCuller, that future, at least for now, looks like it will be forged on a two-way deal, giving him opportunities to bounce between the NBA roster and the G League affiliate. While it's not the immediate full-time roster spot he may have envisioned, it does place him squarely in the Knicks' plan, with the potential to earn a more secure position if he continues to produce at the same high level he's shown in limited minutes. The difference is that McCuller is already 24 years old and seemed like he'd be ready to contribute in the short term. But now the plan has shifted, and this impacts more than just him. Among the potential candidates for that rookie spot, two names stand out: Mohamed Diawara and James Nagy. Diawara, in Summer League action, averaged 7 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists, plus a steal per game. He shot 40% from the field, but just 15% from three, showing flashes of promise but also plenty of raw edges, which the Knicks expected when they drafted him. Nagy's role was even more limited than last summer, down from about 17.5 minutes per game last year to fewer this time, finishing with 3 points and 4 rebounds per contest. He didn't miss a shot he took, was active on the offensive glass, and showcased solid rim protection. Both bring upside, and given the Knicks' need for depth in the front court, either could make sense. If, as it now appears, the team signs Diawara to the main roster, that would likely push Nagy onto a two-way deal alongside McCuller. That leaves one more two-way slot to be filled, and the name fans keep bringing up is Dink Pate. Pate is generating real excitement, a 6'2" point guard with athleticism, vision, and confidence. He's still raw, and the G League route hasn't been the smoothest for him, splitting time between the Ignite and the Capitanes in Mexico City. But he's viewed as a high-upside project. Juan Toscano Anderson, who played with him, even went on record saying he believes Pate can be a future star. Some fans are pushing for him to get that final full roster spot instead, but the consensus from those close to the situation is that a two-way deal makes more sense for now. That would give him time to develop without the pressure of immediate rotation minutes. Meanwhile, the veteran minimum spot is still open, with the Knicks weighing several options. The most discussed remain Landry Shamet and Ben Simmons, though there's room for a surprise name to emerge. The front office appears to be taking its time, evaluating both the rookie minimum decision and the two-way contracts in tandem with the veteran signing, knowing that each choice affects the rest. From the conversations taking place around the league, the prediction forming for New York's next moves is becoming clearer. The expectation among those following the situation closely is that Mohamed Diawara will ultimately be signed to that rookie minimum deal. After that, the Knicks are projected to place Kevin McCuller Jr. on a two-way contract, with the long-term plan of converting that into a multi-year arrangement during the season. The likely structure being discussed would guarantee the first year, while leaving the next two as non-guaranteed at team-friendly numbers. That approach would give New York a potentially valuable rotation piece on an extremely affordable deal, while also giving McCuller the opportunity to prove he belongs in the regular mix. Alongside McCuller, the front office is expected to use its remaining two-way slots on Dink Pate and James Nagy. Entering training camp, McCuller would be considered the most likely of the two-way players to get the first call-up into the rotation, unless, of course, Pate or Nagy makes such an impression that the coaching staff is forced to reconsider. It's a structure designed to keep flexibility while maximizing upside. Diawara gets a main roster role to develop with the team day to day. McCuller becomes a low-cost asset with a path toward more minutes, and Pate and Nagy remain in position to grow without the immediate pressure of contributing every night. While the plan could still change depending on training camp performances, the Knicks front office appears set on entering the season with this configuration. For a team balancing win-now expectations with a need to keep the talent pipeline flowing, it's a strategy that checks all the boxes.